Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Count Krukov versus. In this episode, I'm going to verse Burn. I will be up against Burn, the debut album of the thrash metal band Havok. And let me tell you something. It's boring and terrible. I didn't even write down the song list. Can't even go into the songs because they're just regurgitated riffs and they're so boring. And it's my ultimate enemy. My ultimate enemy. It's this, aka generic thrash. Okay, I'm a reasonable person, and now I have to do a marathon of it. I have to do a marathon of this song. So, going back to context. In late 2009, early 2010, I had heard of Havok and saw them on MySpace and all that. And it's like, wow, they have a video. Wow, they have an album. They're the biggest thing in the world to me. You know, when you're a little metalhead and you're just starting out and small little shit like that. It's like a small band. It's like, well, if they had an album, to me, end of the world, boom, they have to be good, right? I mean, because why else would they have an album? They got signed. They had to be good. So I bought it. I heard it. It was whatever. The only two tracks that stood out to me were Morbid Symmetry and Identity Theft. And after giving it a listen again, the only two tracks that stand out are Morbid Symmetry and Identity Theft. Only now, I have, such a refined taste that those tracks fall by the wayside. They become boring and generic. And when I talk about generic thrash, this is the album to look towards. This is the album. I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't control metal. I don't control who writes thrash metal. I don't control who makes thrash metal. I don't control who defines what thrash metal is. But I can sure as hell critique and review any thrash metal that comes out. And let me tell you, this is generic thrash. This is that weird coworker that you know that has long hair and says he's in a band, says he's recorded some stuff, and he gives it to you, and you listen to it, and you can barely make eye contact with him the next day. That's this album. That's what this album is. It's really bad. Scabs of Trust? Are you kidding me? Like, Root of All Evil? And the Requiem intro, pointless. I don't care for interlude musical intro things like that if it's not like a power metal band or creator. So that thing does not catch my fancy whatsoever. But yeah, I got 4 more to do now. I got Time Is Up, Unnatural Selection, Conformicide, all counting down to the new release by them. So initially I thought this was a good idea. Yeah, great. It's great. It's a great idea. I'm going to listen to them all. It'll be good and fun and all that, but I failed to realize that, at least speaking of the first album, Havok seems to be a generic thrash band, which there were so many of. So, my hopes. I have high hopes for the second one. I hope it's not as terrible as this record was. This was a chore to listen to. I felt like I was almost going to fall asleep. The riffs were that boring and uninspired. What is there to say about this that can't already be said of me saying it's bad? You could just leave it at that. It's not a good record. It's, like I said, it's boring. It's repetitive. Tried and true tropes are just there. It's like an late season episode of Married with Children. It's like, it's Married with Children. You know it's going to be sort of funny, but it just falls flat. And it's like, kind of saw that coming. Oh, what? Al has bad luck? No. And that was Havok, Burned by Havok. That was a late season Married with Children episode. It was like, it's thrash. You know it's going to happen. And you're just like, why? When there's a world that has creator in it, that stuff like this has to come out. And you can just be like, uh-huh, I could be listening to Creator right now. I could be listening to Sodom right now. I could be listening to Destruction right now. I could be listening to Testament right now. I've always said, and I'll keep saying it, if I could only choose two thrash bands, it'd be Testament and Creator. I asked my friend the other day, it's like, if you could only choose one thrash band, he said Overkill. And in my mind, I'm like, no, dude, Testament. But then I was like, oh, but Creator. So I'd have to have those two. Those are... Thrash metal isn't really a genre, it just belongs to those two bands. Imagine me if I had the nerve to say that. If I actually had the balls to say, oh, the only two thrash metal bands are Creator and Testament. There are no other thrash metal bands. Yeah, right. But thrash metal encompasses a wide variety of different regional scenes. You have the Bay Area thrash, you have East Coast thrash, you have Teutonic thrash, you have Brazilian thrash, so on and so forth. But this came at the time of the revival of thrash, was the late 2000s, early 2010s, where apparently people had gotten, I don't know what actually, rooted that or started the whole revival of it, and apparently it sounded fresh, even though it's like, they're trying too hard. I don't want to say anything, but no, it's not like you made me review a Bonded by Blood album. Please do not make me review a Bonded by Blood album. Watch all the comments now. Review Bonded by Blood. Review Bonded by Blood. Jesus. I know I do that a lot with my ear. I'm like, So, with that being said, this has been my review of Havok. Be sure to like, share, and... Let me try that again. I mean, come on, you guys. Let me try it again. With that being said, that has been my review of the album Burn by Havok. Please look forward to the next video for me to review Time Is Up by Havok. Hopefully I don't bang my head into a wall. That didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Alright, you guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below and all that good stuff. Yada, yada, yada.